Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Andy R and this is the Brotherhood of Men. I'm not going to go into the usual spiel about what the channel's all about, because if you've been with me for a while you already know. If not, where have you been? Get yourself caught up, start watching some of the earlier videos, find out what the channel's about. But what's today's subject? Well, today's subject is arguing. Well, when I say arguing, more specifically, arguing with idiots. What do I mean by idiots? Well, let's go into this. We've all got that friend or relative or work colleague who has some crazy ideas about some things. Maybe he's a flat earther, an anti-vaxxer, or some such that he's got a theory about. And according to him, or her, it's got the inside track. He's done some Google research and he knows what's really going on. I find that hard to believe, because I can do the same research, I can do this and come to a completely different conclusion about the subject that he is adamant he knows the truth about. And he'll argue with you. Now, a wise man once said, never argue with idiots. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. In other words, they'll bring you down to the level of an idiot, and then because they were already an idiot and have been for a long time, they've got the experience and they're going to beat you in the idiot game. So arguing with them is pointless. You're literally wasting your time. All you should do is go, yeah, sounds interesting, yeah, you're right, yeah, and then just completely forget about it, because you're not going to change their mind. You can argue with them with logic and you can reason, but they're already in the mindset that they know best, that they have the inside information. They'll come out with all of these half facts and semi-statistics, and they'll throw them at you as though they're solid, provable facts when they rarely are. I'll give you an example that is more relevant for this audience. Say you have decided, say you have decided to go MGTOW, completely MGTOW. You want literally nothing to do with women. You're not going to date, you're not getting in a relationship, you're not looking for a woman. You're focusing on your goals, things that are super important to you to improve yourself. So you've gone completely your own way, and that's great for you. But as soon as you tell somebody, they can't understand it. They're still on the plantation. They're still shackled by old ideas of that women are the goal, are the prize, that you should bend over backwards to please them. You should be a traditional man when you're dealing with non-traditional women. So you're arguing with an idiot. They are idiotic because they don't know your circumstances. And you having to explain your circumstances, one, you shouldn't have to explain the reason for you making a decision for you to anybody. I don't care if it's a relative, a work colleague, or your bestest friend. You shouldn't have to explain you to them. If you've made a decision that's right for you, then that's it. That's the end of the discussion. You have already decided what you're going to do and have put plans in motion to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. But when you tell people, they start to literally melt their minds. How could you walk away from it? Don't you want children? Don't you want to get married? Don't you want... Well, your answer's no, I don't. I don't want any of that. I want to concentrate on me. I want to get a better outcome for me. I want to earn more money for me. I want a better job for me. And the only way I can do that is not being distracted by women who are not worth my time. So I'm not going to give them my time. I'm going to go about my business on my own, happy. Because all I've got to please is me. I haven't got to bend over backwards for some ungrateful woman who is not giving any value to my life. I've not got to go out of my way to create entertainment for her like I'm some kind of dancing monkey. All I've got to do is please me. And that's what I'm going to do. But you don't need to say this to those idiots, because they are still on the plantation. They will never understand your point of view. So don't try it. Just try it like you trying to explain a spherical earth to a flat earther, or why vaccines are so important to an anti-vaxxer. You are not going to be able to tell them your reasons for why you want to do things, and you shouldn't have to. Why should you explain your life to somebody else? They're not explaining their decision-making process to you, so why should you? You just say, it's just a decision I've made. Don't even tell them, just do it. So that's what this video's about, not arguing with idiots. And like I said, when you try and convince somebody, because the idea of being MGTOW is, or red pill, or the manosphere, or men's rights, or any of those other terms for basically being a man, is that you make the decisions, but you're making them with really good information. And that's what this channel's about, is giving you information, telling you stories about people who have experienced things that I don't want you to have to experience. So that's why I tell you this information. That's why I share these stories with you, so that you can go eyes wide open in making decisions that are right for you. And that's kind of what it means about making those decisions, moving on, choosing what to do, but only when you've got all of the information. And it's so easy to find out there in this age of computers and Google, and you don't have to wade through reams and reams of old newspapers to find that one story. You can just Google a subject, have a look. Divorce rates. 80% of divorces are instigated by women. That tells you that nowadays women do not want to have to work at a relationship. If things get a little bit tricky, I'm out the door. And why is it so easy for them? Because they will get the lion's share of pretty much anything if you're married. That's why I've all the way along said I've never been married, I have no intention of being married, and I will go to my grave unmarried. I have been with the same woman for 23 years. And let me tell you about that arrangement, and it only applies here in England, is that I can do that in the full knowledge that if it ended tomorrow, I can walk away without having to give up 50% of everything I own. Well, I say 50%, it works out more than that. All of these facts you can find out. So I'm not telling you to follow in my footsteps, I'm telling you to follow your footsteps. You should march to the beat of your own drum. Decide what's best for you. You don't have to go full MGTOW that's, I'm having nothing to do with women. You can decide to date. Fair enough. If that's what you want to do, go with it. You can decide to live with a woman, but if you do, make sure you find out the laws for your country, your state, the area you live in, because they're different everywhere. So find out, do the research. That way you can make the best decision. And that's what I said. We go into this, we make decisions for ourselves once we've got the information at hand. So, my name's Andy R. This is the Brotherhood of Men. You stay safe, guys. And I'll talk to you soon. I'm going for a cup of tea because I think I've earned one. Bye now.